Awesome. Okay, so maybe we'll start off with Erika. So I see that you have an update for your lighting.
Yeah, I made the chin and under the chin brighter to better match the reference. And also adjusted the rim light and added some like brighter spots as for the reference on the cheek.
Yep, I can see that. It's definitely an improvement, and I think it matches the reference better now in terms of the way the key light is hitting the shirt and the lower part of the neck. That's really working. And also I see you've spent time trying to get some edge lighting on that on the cheek there, and that's working really well. Let me just double check the reference. Copy. Yeah. Yeah, that edge lighting really helps. So you got a little bit on the chin there as well, just nice. And also the shirt and the neck now, I kind of feel like they're sitting in the same world as the jacket.
Yeah.
All right, so that looks good. I think you're pretty much done with this one, Erika. Looking good.
Awesome.
Thank
you.
All right. Who else is here today? Well, what have I done? Can you still see my screen? Still see the Photoshop screen? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I did something bad. All right. So we have Viscious Rockstar. We have Shadow Crayon. Okay, Shadow Crayon. I had a quick look at this, your Lego record store seat, and I'm wondering whether you could maybe adjust the camera viewing angle to match the reference. So this is kind of a reverse angle shot to your reference. So we see obviously the window now in your scene is behind camera, and we always want to, when we're looking at reference, we want to always have a similar camera angle so that we can judge the quality of the light, I guess, more accurately. And it's hard to get a sense of, I can see that from the reflections on the wall there, that you do have some sort of cool area light coming in from behind camera, whether it be here or here. But again, it's kind of hard to judge the levels from the reflection, so I can't really make a call on the amount of exposure coming through the window. But looking at the camera angle that you have set up, I feel that perhaps perhaps you could lower the ambient levels inside the store a touch.
Okay.
I see that you have some, let's see, it looks like sort of some sort of spherical light fixtures here, sort of illuminating the records.
Yes.
Yep. And do you offhand know what sort of color temperature they are, whether they're warm or cool or...
They should be warmer.
Okay.
I don't
So-
have it pulled up right now. But
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're kind of similar to what is in the reference image. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I was trying to match.
Got it. Okay. I can see, it feels like in your scene they're maybe sitting a little bit lower in the space rather than in the reference, because I feel like in the reference shot there, the light is, it's giving it sort of a wider pull,
Okay.
which sort of suggests that if you look at yours, it feels like just visually that perhaps they're sitting quite low, maybe like here or something, or even, it's interesting, I don't see it affecting this character here.
I thought that was a little strange too, but I couldn't figure out quite why.
It feels like maybe check your shaders. Obviously, the first thing you would do if there's a discrepancy. Actually, one good thing to do initially is to just before you start adding shaders, add just a grey 50% grey shader onto all the elements in your scene, and then put in the lights just to see how they before the light is sort of attenuated by the shaders, how they affect the scene with just one shader, just so that you know, when you apply the shaders and you get this kind of discrepancy, you can see that, oh, actually maybe the shade is doing something undesirable. Okay.
Thank you.
But I feel like, I mean, generally you have the kind of the ambience and the sort of the feeling of this this record store. You know, it's got this kind of warm ambient light, and it's being lit by these sort of spherical fixtures. I think the next thing I'd like you to do is maybe rearrange your scene so that it's matching the reference.
Okay.
Yep, but definitely a good start.
Thank
All
you.
right, Mr. Viscious Rockstar.
Yes.
Let me just check. I'm trying to see what your so this is you, yeah? The old man?
Yeah, I have that one and the previous one.
Right. And the previous one being, was that the alleyway scene?
Yeah, the alleyway scene.
Yeah, okay. All right, so let's talk about this one first. Okay, so you have what looks like a raw lighting scene, and then a comp version, which is giving the light fixture some sort of bloom, yeah? And then
Yeah.
maybe the shadows feel like you've lowered the shadows down a bit.
Yeah, I've added a slight vignette on the right side just to bring a bit more focus to the character.
Got it. Yep, that's definitely a good move. So tell me about this scene. Like, what are your kind of what are your goals for this scene? What was your intention?
So it's more of a nighttime scene,
Yep.
and I was trying to go for a slight happy or nostalgic feeling with that lighting scene.
Sorry, could you repeat that
With
again?
happy or nostalgic scene with the warm lighting from the lamp
Gotcha.
and slightly cooler lighting in the shadows.
Gotcha. Yep, it's right off the bat. It's working very well. It's definitely it evokes a sense of nostalgia through the lamp and the furniture and the ornaments. So you've got your set dressing in a good place. So the warmish light, I'm guessing you want to contrast that with sort of the cool ambient night light that's coming through the window, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I would, and how do you want to portray the character? Because he looks almost kind of slightly sinister to me. Was that on purpose?
That is from the original scene. The character is kind of angry.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So it is intentional. Yeah, so it looks like you have a very sharp going from the key areas to the fill areas. Even though the key to fill ratio is not contrasty, it's a very sharp blend into that. And usually in lighting, when we do that, we want to express, I guess, more aggressive emotions, like you say, like anger and being upset or being afraid. And his expression too is very kind of indignant or angry. So the lighting, in that context, I think the lighting is working really well in, I guess, amplifying or conveying that emotion. So I think that's working really well. I do feel that overall, even after the comp, that perhaps we could go a little bit darker. Just so just a tad, just a little bit darker in the shadows, just to bring a little bit more focus on this guy's face. Just touch more. Yeah, see how you go with maybe bringing down the darks a little bit more, just to increase that key to fill ratio a little bit more. But I think otherwise it's looking pretty good. So would this be the reference that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Maybe it's the camera angle, but we're losing some of that that blue ambient light spilling through the window there.
Okay.
And it may just be because of the camera angle that the camera's so low that you're not picking up any of the blues. But maybe check that, see how you go.
All right.
Yeah, but otherwise looking good. It's a great start. Are you do you feel like it's in a good place, or do you have some more work to do lighting wise?
I think it's a good starting place,
Mm.
but I think there is a bit more I could possibly do.
Yeah, I feel like my intuition tells me it needs to feel a little bit punchier, like the reference I'm seeing at least in the shadows here. See the blacks. I'm seeing a lot more blacks.
So is mine too bright?
I feel like it's a tad. It feels a tad bit too ambient, and maybe look at your ambient lights, the cooler ambient lights, and see. Have a few tests in bringing it down and seeing whether you can bring some more of the blacks back in, because I feel like the midtones here in general are a little bit too dominant in the scene. I feel like your reference, I feel like the shadows are definitely more prevalent. Yeah.
Yeah. Should I soften the shadows on the key, or should I leave them?
I think that's actually working really well in terms of what you're trying to express through the lighting, sort of the emotional resonance of the scene. I feel like it's actually pretty spot on, but the ambient blues here seem to actually quite dominate the scene compared to this one. This one, the key's more localized, the lamp key is more localized than in this scene.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe look at attenuating that light so that maybe the fall off, you're reducing the fall off. And then the blue ambient light coming through, maybe that's a little bit more that takes over the scene a bit more. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. But yeah, off to a great start. Looking really good. Thank you.
Thank you.
And did you want me to take a look at your alleyway scene? I think you pretty much got the idea. Let me see. Oh, you did do some updates for it. That's right. One sec.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. I really love this scene. It's just got a really nice balance of you know, that cool ambient light and the warm sort of lamp fixtures. All right. So see, you've hit the dogs with a nice kicker, so just to bring them out from being red with the cobblestone street. So that's, I think that's working really well. Let's check out a previous iteration. Oh, that's not it. Yep. You turn back the shadows in the foreground. Yeah, I think you're done. That looks great to me. Do you have any other things that you'd want to work on for this scene?
I'm being honest, I can't really think of anything else I can do to this scene.
I think you're done. I think you're done. I think we call it done.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah, well done. Thank you. Okay, so we've seen Erika. See Mr. Rockstar. Let's see, we've seen Shadow Crayon. Who else is here? The call. That's crazy. Okay, so we've seen this one. Oh yeah, forum. I see. I apologize for missing your monkey video in the last session, so I'll take a look at it now. Generally, it's you know, it feels really nice. You've got this kind of late in the day, almost dusk shot. Very warm orange sunlight and a sort of a violet purple sort of ambient sky. video. It's a nice little handheld camera. Yeah, I mean the monkey sits in the scene pretty well. I don't know whether it's the light rig is for the tree and the monkey, but it feels like it's it's sitting pretty well. Usually from the back. You've got some nice ambient levels on the monkey, and that combined with sort of the rim lighting you've got works well. Again, I guess you probably need to address at some point the eye dings. I know, given the fact that monkey's lit from behind, it's it'll seem somewhat contrived, but maybe you could do like a really broad kind of eye skylight to get some kind of life in there. But I think overall it's working really well. Okay, thank you. Yonathan, I see you've got an update for your scene there, and you've applied some shaders to the materials on the desk and the door and the spherical element there that's representing the guy. I think it's, it definitely conveys the mood of the lighting a lot better than your previous iteration, where it was quite it was hard to get that sense of differentiation between the objects. So I think that's working really well. I feel like, and it could just be the skin shader, but I feel like maybe you could back off on the exposure. And maybe it feels like there is a little bit of bounce coming off his face there. I'm wondering whether that's coming from the screen or not. I have a feeling either it's probably not. It's probably coming from another light source behind the wall there. Just judging from the eye reflection, but maybe it's coming from behind there and it's hitting his face. Maybe you could try another light fixture, and it's probably quite a small one and quite focused, and it's hitting his face. And it's I guess they're playing that as the the light that's coming off the laptop screen. that would be it, really. Check shaders on your subsurface, and maybe add an extra light to bring up this side of his face. Alrighty, thank you. Alright, Mr. Viscious, Shadow Crayon. Oh, Holly. Okay, Holly, I saw your clip that you posted that on YouTube. My main comment would be that it feels very overlit, and the foreground character seems to not really be etched out from the background as well as she should be, given that you know, we do have those light fixtures here that should be giving some nice kind of light being cast behind her. Maybe you could possibly contrive some lights that are lower and perhaps they're not reaching her, so that she's getting, you know, this sort of edge lighting just to bring her out from the background there. And we don't really see the lights. They're hitting the table and the box here, and they feel really strong. And I'm wondering, because you have these hanging lights, we kind of assume that you have something similar just out of frame closer to the table, and that's the sort of light source that is hitting the table. So I'm wondering whether you could maybe attenuate the exposure so that we have these kind of like pools of light on the table rather than this quite flat looking. I guess it's not so bad here. But it does look quite flat the way it's hitting the table. And I feel like there is a cool light maybe hitting her from here that it feels like it's a little bit at odds with the scene, because I feel like there's like a whole bunch of these sort of festoon lights being strung up, and we shouldn't really be reading the ambient light that strongly. It's like you read the warm light here in this initial frame, and then perhaps it's the attenuation of these warm fixtures here. Maybe the fall off is such that by the time she's leaning down here, it's out of the range of that fall off. But yeah, I would take a look at that as well. And I don't know whether it was intentional, but this wall here, I feel like it does serve to flatten the whole scene. I'm wondering whether you could maybe dress the scene in such a way that the eye, there is some kind of horizon line that the eye is led to. You know, maybe Let's see, where's the horizon line at this point? It's probably more like here. Sorry, I'm ruining your scene. But maybe the horizon line is here, and somehow we can make out in the distance something, some elements dressed, just for interest. Again, that's up to you, but I think it would enhance the lighting if you could maybe work a little bit more on dressing the scene. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Why is this here? It's so weird. Let's see. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Do you guys have anything else? Any more questions for me this week? Oh, before I let you go, I'll be doing another one. It'll be this coming Wednesday.